What's up, everybody? Hello, my beautiful patients out there. This is a mental chiropractor. My name is Tezra, where I am here to help you realign your mind. What does that mean? That means I'm here to help you take back your power. I'm here to plop you back down into the driver's seat of your life because our minds rather have been controlled for far too long by legacy media, by mainstream media, by corporate media, by those behind the curtains, the invisibles, whatever it is that you want to call them. The majority of the time, we are not thinking with our own sovereign minds. We are thinking with the minds that they gave us. So now I am here to help you take back your power so that you can live your life by design and not by default. But right now, I want to, is it just me? Y'all, is it just me? I've been watching Erika Kirk ever since the demise of her husband, Charlie. And something just seems off, y'all. Something don't smell right in the buttermilk. It's something like if anybody saw the memorial service, a lot of people are calling it a political stunt. They are calling it what is it called? The Republican National Convention, the RNC or whatever. I don't know. I'm not into politics. I don't know what to call it. But if you were to look at her stoicism, it was quite remarkable. And not only was it remarkable, but it also seemed a little theatrical. It seemed performative. And I can understand, and I'm completely sympathetic to her situation of being just thrust into the spotlight, being thrust in front of the cameras where it's not her normal domain. That's not where she's used to shining, not in front of the cameras, but she is the neck of her husband's head. As Michelle Obama once said, the husband is the head, but the wife is the neck. And the head can't move without the neck. So that was Erika Kirk. And so I understand how she may have seemed performative, being thrust into this new role of hers as a single mom, as a widower, a single mom, and then also as apparently the CEO of Turning Point USA. But she just never seemed like she was actually grieving. And that was my whole concern. Like, are we so selfish that we are not giving this young lady an opportunity to actually grieve and go through her process of grieving? And I did a video before where I said that when she claimed her forgiveness for her husband's assassin, it didn't seem genuine. And the reason why I stated was because she is in a complete Christian event where it requires the pinnacle of Christianity is forgiveness. So whether or not she meant to or not, she almost had no choice, right? Do you agree with me? She almost had no choice but to claim and pronounce her forgiveness for the assassin. But I don't know about you, but I wasn't buying it. And I actually just kind of felt sorry for her, that she hasn't had a chance to actually go through her grieving process. But then not only that, so I did that video and I left it there. And then I came across a video with the Charlie Kirk show where she assumed the seat of her late husband. And y'all, again, y'all let me know what you think. Y'all let me know what you think.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. It's surreal to actually be sitting because last time I was standing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Just to sit. It's a little more emotional.
Yeah. Well, you are rightly at the head of the table, and we're just so honored to have you here. I know that you have been, to say that your life has been a whirlwind would be the understatement of the century, and to make time for Charlie's audience and to speak to them, I know that they can't wait to hear from you, and just to see you in this room probably means a lot to them. And you've been up against so much, and you've been doing an incredible, incredible job. The number of messages I've heard just complimenting you and your dignity and your poise and your strength has been overwhelming. And yeah, we're just so glad you're here.
No, I'm grateful. I mean, I know we talked about this. We prayed on it. We really tried to discern properly how to go about the next few stages and steps of everything. And we've been very intentional in a way that always keeps Charlie first and his dreams alive and his legacy.
Y'all, is it just me? I did it again, y'all. I'm so sorry. I did it again. I didn't transition my scene. Y'all, it's hard out here for a new YouTuber. It is hard. So I'm going to rewind just a little bit because I just wanted y'all to see this.
So glad you're here.
No, I'm grateful. I mean, I know we talked about this. We prayed on it. We really tried to discern properly how to go about the next few stages and steps of everything. And we've been very intentional in a way that always keeps Charlie first and his dreams alive and his legacy going. And what's so beautiful is to see all of you step in and do that. And so part of the reason why I agreed to come on, because this is not going to be a forever thing of me being on hosting the show, was because I gave assurance to people that Turning Point USA is continuing, and it is. I mean, we are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's...
Okay, folks, again, is it just me? And I'm not saying that I don't want to sit in the seat of judgment. I'm not saying that she is supposed to grieve a certain way. She's not supposed to grieve to satisfy my expectations or my definition of what it means to grieve. But if you are an energetic person, then you may feel what I feel. And I'm not putting on my, what do they call it? My tin hat or my foil hat or whatever the fuck they call it. I'm not going into any conspiracy theory. No, miss me with all of that. I'm not here for that. I'm simply going off of just pure observation. I'm not even going to call it keen observation. I'm just going to go off of pure observation. Energetically, I do not feel a fresh grieving widower. Widow? Who's a female who loses a spouse? Is that a widow? And a widower is a male who loses a spouse? I don't know. Y'all can leave the answer in the comments for me. Thank you very much. But again, I don't know if I don't know if we are allowing this young lady the opportunity to grieve. I mean, she goes from seeing him assassinated to preparing for his memorial service. His memorial service was one of the biggest memorial service for a person that we knew for 5 minutes, probably made history. So she went from planning that, then to delivering the speech, which it wasn't even the keynote speech because Donald Trump actually delivered the keynote speech to her husband's memorial, but okay, whatever. Then to go from that to now she's plopped into, y'all, maybe it's just too much for me to digest. Maybe it's just too much for me to digest because I'm like, either one or a plethora of things. Either one, she is not given the opportunity to grieve. Or the plethora of things, perhaps there is no grieving process. Perhaps this is performative. Perhaps her faith is that strong. On a spiritual level, she gets it. She gets it. And I don't think Christianity really. Okay, let me meet Christianity at this place. Christianity, the intersection of Christianity and understanding that is God's will. So I'll meet Christians there. So maybe she's just resigned to, you know what, is God's will. So if that's the case, that explains it for me. But then you got all of these other stories out there floating around and lingering around. And I actually don't believe this story here, the one I'm about to. Well, okay, we can watch a little bit more.
And turning point action.
Erika, just to
full
see.
Steam ahead. So powerful.
There's
all of the other programs within Turning Point USA. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone has their marching orders. And the show, when we talked about this, became very intimate for me because I was there from the beginning of all of it. And I'll never forget 2020 when literally the world stood still. And Charlie and I would go hiking every morning. And we would just talk about what life, the crazy things going on. And we came home from one of our hikes that season, and my mom pulled him aside in the kitchen and she goes, honey, they had a very good relationship. My mom and Charlie were best friends. We joked around that, I know, we joked around that he was the favorite child. But she loved him, still loves him. And she said, you know what, honey? She said, God has blessed you with an amazing voice. And you will be the Rush Limbaugh of your generation. Mm-hmm. And 2 days later, you and him engaged in conversations about the show and about.
I don't know. She just takes stoicism to a whole nother level, y'all. Y'all can let me know what you think. But there are stories out there. Let me see if I can find it really quickly before I let y'all go. There are stories out there, you know, where, and I think this is actually AI. I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing. I think this is actually AI. I don't even think this is authentic. I think that this is AI. But let me see. Because what they're trying to say is that Candace Owens is suspicious. They're trying to say that Candace Owens is suspicious. This right here. And I'm going to tell you, this is virgin. I've never seen this. We're not going to
who Charlie Kirk
entertain this
actually
too much.
Is so much more important.
Because, stop video. Because I
not
don't.
wanting Charlie's caricature.
Could you stop? Thank you. Y'all, I ain't got no patience. But anyway, let me see if I can get this one. Because it is trying to portray that Candace is suspicious of Erika. But if you do, and I will say this though. Sorry. Okay, I will say this. That if you noticed that Candace was not involved in any of the ceremonies or the commentary directly connected with Charlie Kirk's family. She wasn't included in any of that. Even when Erika gave her speech at after his assassination, and all of the people that she thanked, the people that was in his, intimate circle, she didn't mention Candace. At the memorial service, she didn't mention Candace. Candace was not in attendance. So there seems to be some sort of rift. From what I get, and I was telling my husband this, from what I get, I don't think that Erika and Candace had a good relationship. For some reason, I don't think that Erika was fond of Candace. I don't know why, but it just doesn't seem that Erika was fond of Candace. And so now they're floating out there. They're trying to insinuate. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't even want, I guess I don't even believe this. And I'm trying to show you all on my stream, what is this called? Streamlab. I'm trying to get the desktop for you. But let me see. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I haven't seen this. I'm claiming responsibility that I haven't seen this. When I looked at it, I thought that this may very well be AI. So I'm just letting y'all know now, not that I have a big channel, but don't come for me in the commentary. What I'm telling you now is I don't know. And I want to look at this with virgin eyes in real time along with you, along with this recording. Okay. So I don't know if this is true. I went on when I saw this, I went on Candace's channel to see if I could find any of this footage, and I could not find it. But what they are trying to insinuate here, I think it's totally gross. But you know what? In this day and age, you never know. So we're going to
when the actual Charlie Kirk individual, who Charlie Kirk actually is so much more important. The caricature, the cartoon, is that Charlie's this young, smart guy, made a career out of debating college kids.
What they have told us about Lance Twiggs. Obviously, we're going to go over this indictment. This kind of came up in the umpteenth hour. I'm going to tell you my honest opinion on it. There's more going on here. Very clearly, there's more going on here. So you can join us.
Thousands of people there, chaos everywhere, and the official story...
Here at Charlie Kirk's story, death isn't just a tragedy anymore. It's looking like a full-blown war exploding across every corner of the internet. And the wildest twist? The one person everyone thought would be crushed in grief, his wife, is now getting whispered about as a suspect. That's right. People online are saying maybe she's not just crying over him. Maybe she was actually in on it. The second that rumor dropped, the internet went crazy. And when Candace Owens caught wind of it, she didn't just throw out a comment, she blew up like dynamite. She didn't hold back. She went full-on nuclear with her reaction. Suddenly, the story isn't just about who pulled the trigger. The question is, could betrayal have been sitting right beside Charlie the whole time? That thought alone has turned this into something way darker than anyone expected.
People have seen the video as horrific and tragic as it is, but the one thing that was clear was that there was no hesitation, no delays or shaking, and that tells you that it wasn't some random guy with an agenda.
Now, dozens of people were there, chaos everywhere. But before we even get to Candace's fiery meltdown, let's rewind to the night.
I'm sorry. Why did they have Erika Girardi on there? Was that a mistake? What Erika Girardi got to do with Charlie Kirk? Was she his auntie? Y'all, I'm a Real Housewives junkie. Erika Girardi is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, honey. Why was she in that? Y'all, I don't know, but I'm a Real Housewives junkie.
Night Charlie Kirk was taken out because the puzzle pieces don't scream random gunmen off the street. They're pointing inside his own circle. Here's what really went down. Charlie was gunned down at a university event packed with thousands of people. Panic ripped through the crowd, people screaming, security scrambling, total chaos. The official story? A 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson supposedly fired shots from a rooftop. But here's where it all turns shady. The police affidavit makes it crystal clear. This wasn't random. The shooter had insider knowledge. He knew Charlie's speaking schedule, the entire tent setup, even the exact exit Charlie planned to use. That's not a lucky guess, that's precision. Somebody on the inside fed him that intel. And then there's how Tyler actually fired. Witnesses who saw the footage, as disturbing as it is, said the scariest part wasn't even the screams or panic. It was him. Calm, focused, steady hands, no hesitation at all.
Posted a compilation of photos of her and Charlie, and each slide showed two friends growing together, being goofy and supporting each other.
That wasn't some rookie with a grudge. That was someone who moved like he had done this before. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment meltdown. This was an operation. Whoever Tyler really was, he had time, resources, and a plan stitched together like clockwork. You don't pull something like that off unless somebody's backing you, bankrolling you, and making sure you don't miss. Paid and protected. It's looking like both. And the craziest twist? Police didn't even catch him on their own. His own father turned him in. Without that move, Tyler might have vanished clean, leaving nothing but chaos in his wake. That's not bad luck. That's strategy. Cold. Calculated. The kind that takes weeks, maybe months of planning, plus help from people close enough to feed him every single detail. So when investigators started connecting the dots, their eyes landed quick on the one person who always had access, his wife, Erika. And let's keep it real. When someone married ends up gone like this, who's the first person law enforcement checks? Always the spouse. Sure, people grieve in their own ways, and maybe Erika's social media posts were her way of keeping Charlie's memory alive. But let's be honest, those posts didn't sit right with a lot of people. Something about Erika's tone just didn't sit right, almost like it was rehearsed, like she was trying to prove something instead of just speaking from the heart. And then she went and threw more fuel on the fire when she posted words that dropped jaws across the internet. She wrote, "You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. They should all know this. If you thought my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea what you just unleashed across this entire country and world."
Already very difficult for me to do this for a lot of reasons, but I knew it was important because I didn't want the last thing that people had in their minds about Charlie to be the moment he lost his life. That was what was especially hard because he's just had so many amazing moments throughout his career.
Okay. I think we've seen enough. And I think you can kind of see what I'm getting at. If you were just to juxtapose Candace's recalls and recounts about Charlie Kirk and his wife's, which one seems more genuine? Y'all, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting to even consider that Erika had anything to do with this. And I am not implying that at all. The only thing that this video is about is I'm just bringing awareness to how weird it is to me. Erika's now, and the thing is, like sorry y'all, behind closed doors, she could be a frantic, crying blob of a mess for grieving her husband. And then she finds a way to pull it all together when she has to get in front of the cameras. And then she shows something that is completely antithetical to that. That possibly could be the case. But for me, just as an onlooker, just as the rest of you, even though, excuse my flubs in the videoing, I need a producer. But until then, this is what y'all get. But even just as an onlooker to what we are able to see, she doesn't look like a grieving widow. And I don't know why I'm invested in that. I don't even know why I care. I don't even know why it bothers me. But I know in the 5 minutes that I knew Charlie Kirk, I was devastated. And I'm not saying that, and listen, this is no judgment. There is no judgment here. I am just simply observing, and I am simply speaking on what the weirdness of what it is that I observed. Even Candace seemed morose about the assassination of her friend, even though they haven't spoken in 2 years, it seems. And possibly because Erika, that's okay, y'all. I'm about to go. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the chat. I don't know. Something seems fishy. Something is fishy. Something don't smell right in the buttermilk. You know, buttermilk already don't smell right. So if the buttermilk don't smell right, y'all know something ain't right. Don't drink that buttermilk. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, if you haven't checked in, that means if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and please subscribe, y'all. I am 5 subscribers away from being able to go live on my phone, on my cell phone, y'all. I am 5. Let me put up one hand, 5, so y'all don't think it's 10. 5 subscribers away. And for all of you who have left me comments of support and encouragement, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And I'm looking to build the channel, and I'm looking to have an impact, to make an impact, to bring us together in unity, because that is ultimately the divine source, the goddess herself. That is her ultimate design for all of us, because we are all connected. We are all one. We ain't got to like each other, and that's perfectly fine. But we have to realize that nobody lies outside of the human cosmic quilt. We are all part of this human blueprint, and that's why we are probably 98% more alike than we are different. We are 98% alike and probably 2% different. Do not science fact me on that, fact check me on that, because I don't know. But I know, one thing I do know is that we are 1,000 times more alike than we are different, and that the thing that divides us is the way that our minds are conditioned and programmed. So that's the reason why I am the mental chiropractor, where I help you realign your mind and put you back into the driver's seat of your car, and to give the power back to you. And by giving the power back to you, the power comes back to us. And then therefore, in unity, we can conquer. In unity, we can win. That, my friends, is the divine design. So until next time, please go ahead and make your appointment, and I will see you in our next session. Toodles.